Yes, but also no. Let me explain. I don't think that anatomy is something you need to be a complete expert in to do it good. I don't think many people were an expert in anatomy. When you take a look at Italian Renaissance, for example, those people were copying everything. They almost never drew anything new. They were drawing from different artists, not even the same poses, not even necessarily references, like real life references, of course, but they were copying other pictures. You can better focus on a lot of more things than anatomy. I think anatomy is like a base for your drawings that you need to do good, but you don't need to do amazing. A complete expert in anatomy would be a person that can draw any pose of hands or of the whole body out of their head. You don't need to do that. You have so many references. You have your own body. Just take a picture of your own body. That's also possible. Or you really don't need to do that. You can become an expert in it. But I think that to be successful and to be able to reach the potential, your potential and the level of skill in art that you want, that you are striving for, you don't need to do it that crazy well. And just to be clear, so we know what means decent anatomy knowledge, I have a decent anatomy knowledge. I never train anatomy on its own. I never do any training of anatomy just to train anatomy, but I do draw anatomy. I do go out of my comfort zone and I copy the reference, I study the reference, and I try to draw it as well as possible. Meanwhile, learning anatomy, I know some anatomy, of course I do, but it's more about knowing how to copy anatomy. It's knowing how to understand the reference and being able to draw that. Not necessarily learning all the technicalities of it. You don't need to know all of it. But still, you need to do it pretty well. You need to do the copying of the reference, the anatomy in the reference pretty well. And that comes in different catastrophes also, I guess, but categories. And don't get me wrong, being decent in anatomy is still a very high point. Getting to the decent point is still difficult, but it doesn't have to be the way you think it is. You don't have to get demotivated to get there because you think it's so boring and it's so difficult. It doesn't have to be. So you need to learn how to copy anatomy well. And it can be easier than you think. Number one thing you need to do is, of course, look at the reference and study it a little bit. You can draw it a few times just to get a grip of it, just to even warm up. Even that's good. That's something I really do recommend. But also it's a really good way of understanding, not necessarily understanding the reference you want to draw, but understanding the way other artists understand the reference. I know. It's all pretty crazy and twisted, but give me a chance. I'll explain it to you. When I look at my favorite artists and the way they draw anatomy, it's not realistic. It's based on the realism, of course, but the way they translate it, it's different. And it's so creative and it shows the thought process they go through. For example, when you look at Ross Draw's drawings, the overall shape, the overall shapes of everybody is so rounded. It should not look that good. And I was thinking, because I am a thinker. Yeah, I know, shocker. I do the thinking. And I think, how and why do the bodies that Ross draws, why do they look so good? Even though the shape, the silhouettes are so easy. And they should not look that good. They are not complicated, but they do. And they are so smooth and they they do something for me. And the thing is that he draws the bodies, the way of translating and making it look good for him is different than anyone else. Everyone has their own very specific, unique language of drawing and translating the reality into paper. But for example, what you can learn from different artists, from Rose Ross, it would be how very soft shadows, very soft little details, I don't mean little in size, but little in how much you notice, how they change everything and how they make everything look so damn good. And for this is something you can actually, it's a good idea to take your time and do on your own, not necessarily for a drawing, but just for yourself, is analyze what people do. Zoom in a little bit, even take the drawing into the screenshot, even the screenshot into your iPad or anything, and just look at the colors, color drop, color copy, and see what are the colors, how they use it. Zoom in, see the differences in the contrasts and the tones, the values of everything. You really need to analyze the translation part. And even better, when you have the reference that they used and the drawing that they made with it. Sometimes I would get so annoyed because some people and most amazing artists do that. And this is the crazy part. This is the part that makes every beginning artist or just decent artist or an even expert, I don't know. I mean, even like for everyone that just doesn't know that, and I think a lot of people don't know that, is how the simplicity you see on the drawings, it's all a lie. It's all a twisted reality. The thing about the drawing a difficult pose, or like the whole body, any pose actually, and the secret, maybe not the secret, I don't think they want to keep it a secret, but the thing about it is they make it look simple, all right? They make it look simple. Although it's a difficult pose, they make a drawing of a difficult pose look simple, but it's actually a difficult drawing. But you don't see that because it looks better when you don't see that. You don't see all the details or all the little shadows, all the little blendings, the little steps in between that they have had to make. It's not visible unless you have a really trained eye and you can like deconstruct it step by step. And that's what you should learn, by the way. But they make it look easy, but it's not. The whole magic of it is making an easy looking drawing looks amazing, but it's actually difficult because that's just the way it is. An easy drawing that's made easy, and it's easy to make, is not going to be as fabulous. It's impossible because goes so much into drawing of a body. But you don't really see that because the little shadows, the details are so soft because they are not meant to be seen. They are not meant to catch your attention. They are meant to make it look good and make it look right. But it doesn't make it easier for you to learn from it. But now that you know, you can train your eye and see those things. Little changes in hue even. Like on the face, people do it all the time, but you don't see that because it creates one whole picture. So your eyes don't catch that. But the little changes of the hue, like making it a little bit greenish under the eyes, bluish somewhere else. Like even when drawing a hand, instead of making this shadow so damn strong, they make it soft, but it's there. You would think it's not there, and if you want to like copy it, you would not draw it. But you need to have like a hog eye to catch it and then be clever enough to be able to copy it. The last thing so bodies are crazy and twisted. Try to make it simple, but remember it's not going to be simple. The process, it's not going to be simple. And you just need to accept that, because that's what I feel has been the struggle for me for the last even years, is that I look at, because like the inspiration for me are always other people, of course, because I get inspired by other drawings, by other people. So I want to do something similar, and I think, how do they make it, they draw so well because they draw so easy, but it's still like so mesmerizing, and I want to do that. It's not difficult, right? So I should be able to do that. And for example, one thing that I noticed was when I did the rose draws, the rose draws drawings, they don't look easy, but they seem to be pretty easy to get close to when you replicate. Well, I was wrong. I have this video on my YouTube channel trying to draw in a rose draws kind of art style. So I struggled with thinking it should be easy and trying to make it easy, trying to do it fast, drawing fast, because those people, they probably do it fast, right? Like you see all those strokes that seem to be unfinished or left there without noticing, but no, it's all thought through. But you don't, they want you to think it's not thought through, but it is. Everything, every detail is exactly as it's supposed to be. Not like literally, but I guess you get it, right? So the moment I finally realized it is in fact not easy, and I started to look for the little things that are not seen on the first sight by your naked eye. Naked eye, you should see it with your naked eye, but you need to like turn on the analyzation mode on your eyes. Otherwise you won't see it. And realizing how much thought goes into every little shadow, it helped me get better. When you understand the difficulty you need to go through to create something really pretty, you are going to do it way better. We always underestimate the process of someone because like the artists you see online, they're not showing the full process. I have literally never showed you the full process of how I draw my drawings. Why? Because it's a hell of a ride. Like I go through so many stages. It's such a long process and it's such a messy process, chaotic process. I don't want to show you. It's way too long. I can't explain most of the things that I do. And those people don't do it either. I don't know how you... Tell me in the comments, do you say either or either? Or can you say both? Or neither? Or neither? So the main point of this video was taking a look at anatomy from a different angle. Instead of focusing on creating different like sketches of anatomy, of bodies, of naked bodies from the books that you got from your painting teacher, art teacher, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good thing. But maybe you should also like take some time and put it into analyzing the translation of reality into paper of different people and how they understand anatomy. Because you're never going to be perfect at just drawing it. So when you need a reference anyways, the professional artists, they still use references. Okay, they are not robots. They need to use references. If you have to use references anyway, it's better to focus on just learning how to draw anatomy from the reference. Well, how to translate it, how to choose what to draw, how to draw it, how to change it, and how to do it the way you want to do it, how to choose the colors, and of course the little unnoticed process details that no one really sees, but they are so crucial. The little things in the process of drawing anatomy are so damn crucial. So instead of memorizing the anatomy, trying to do it out of your head and drawing, and when you don't like it, when you like training anatomy, just do it. Like it's good for you, trust me. But if you don't like it and you don't want to learn it on your own, like just doing that, just don't. Just every time you want to draw something, look at the reference and give yourself time to really understand it. Give yourself time to understand how other people do it that you are taking example from. Just take your time on it. And don't be angry at yourself when you're taking a lot of time to do something, because it really does take time, but no one talks about it. I take such a long time on little things just because they are difficult and just because I want them to be perfect. So really do take your time, because other people also do, and that's how they create the amazing drawings. And don't get angry at yourself, because the art taking time is as like you can't separate it. It's inseparable. I don't know if this word exists. As much as, what can't you separate? What can I don't know. Drawing and the drawing taking time, it's inseparable. And if the amazing Renaissance artists didn't need to know the anatomy that well, and they were still making amazing things, just from learning from other paintings, how they created the amazing fluidity and conscious and anatomy of the bodies, just by looking at the other paintings. Trust me, that's probably what you can do too, and how you can become amazing. So do you really need to learn anatomy? The answer is yes, but also no. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Love ya. Bye. Mwah. That was not timed out. If you are curious about what brushes I used for this drawing, those are of course my custom brushes, which are all available on my website, aliciaprints.com. Those are the most amazing brushes, and those are also the only sponsor of my videos. So make sure to check them out. They are worth checking out. And yeah, thank you for supporting. Bye bye.